Okay. So our group project is a racing game called All Your Race Are Belong to Us. I think most of you get the reference. So basically what we want to do is a racing game, and we wanted to make it based on memes. We are very involved in meme culture these days, so we thought, why not try to incorporate that into a perhaps lighthearted game. So things we're going to be talking about, it's a 3D racing game. I'll later talk about the engines we're going to use, but we want to make it three-dimensional. Meme-based characters. Now that's by no means an exhaustive list of characters, but we just gave a few ideas of the broad range of characters we can easily incorporate into a game like this. As for racing tracks, there are many opportunities for what we want to do. We originally discussed community websites such as Reddit or 4chan or Tumblr, stuff like that. We could make different tracks out of it, but in reality, we can broaden that spectrum so much by just like the meme topics themselves can be done in tracks. So there's a very large range of possibilities for multiple tracks. I think next we're talking about gameplay. So, like most racing games, you do laps, and you want to win. The laps are not predefined. We're going to make it so that the user can pick how many laps they want to do. That way, if they don't have a lot of time, they can just make it a quick race. Or if they want to be competitive, they can keep going. As for surviving, okay, we want to do a little bit of a combat system. It's not just going to be a strictly racing game. We do like Mario Kart, so there's a bit of a reference there. Each vehicle is going to be customized to the character. For example, Neon Cat might be riding out a Pop-Tart, okay, and might be shooting rainbows, or something completely random and silly, doesn't make any sense, that's okay. What we're going to do is a health meter. In Mario Kart, for example, if you get hit by a shell, or a banana, you spin out, you fall off, you are interrupted for a few seconds. Well, we don't want to do exactly that. What we want to do is that your speed is based on your health bar. If your health bar is at maximum, you're at max speed. If you get hit by an attack, your health goes down, you slow down. That way, there's an incentive to not get hit. However, we wanted to balance resources as well. So we've discussed the topic of using weapons, also decreasing your health bar. That way you can't just spam weapons and hopefully hit an enemy. I think the next topic is about artificial intelligence. Right. So, for example, pathfinding, because it's going to be a single-player game, we're going to have AI, we're going to have to have people you compete against, they're going to have to know how to navigate the tracks. Self-explanatory, adaptive path optimization, same thing, they need to know how to best get through the laps, how to beat you, essentially. Obstacle avoidance, of course, there are going to be tracks or pitfalls or just trying not to hit you. We need to know how to navigate. Trigger systems, we talked about incorporating a possibility of items similarly to Mario Kart. There might be different tiles on the floor that once you drive over them, you have a chance of picking up an item or some spontaneous event happening at different stages in the course. Resource management, I talked about how weaponry, it's a trade-off between your health and being able to attack other enemies. If you keep attacking them, it could lower your health, and you slow down and lose the race because of that. So it's a trade-off, and the computers are going to need to know how to manage that. So I think our next slide is about how we're doing it. We want to use Unity 3D. It's a very versatile tool. A lot of opportunity there. For modeling, standard Maya 3D Studio Max. For art, Photoshop and GIMP, and then for music, Audacity is open source, so you can play around with that. And our last thing is, can we do it? I'm going to pass the torch off to my friend here, who's going to talk about, yes, we can.
All right, okay, so this is just a demo of how the gameplay is kind of going to work. It's not going to match the style of the voice. Got some minor bugs in the gameplay.
Just a tech demo, clearly. So
like, it is quite possible for tools that Unity has at its disposal.
Any questions about anything?
Did that start out as a red car? by any chance?
Red card. No, I actually designed a game last year where it was like a hovercraft design, and it adaptively like generates forces on different parts of the object to keep it balanced on the road.
Yeah.
For your weapon system, is it going to be item based, or like is each character, I guess, going to have its own separate attack, or is it going to be a combination?
I think we were discussing both. There's going to be a default weaponry that you can use, but items are going to be a separate entity that way. You have the opportunity of attacking somebody if you get close enough or if you're lucky enough to try. But items are going to be an additional feature.
And you're always going to have a weapon. It's not like Mario Kart where you lose weapons. It's all vehicular combat is always going to be a part of the equation. Just the type of weapon may change.
Are some weapons not going to reduce your health?
We haven't discussed that. There's a possibility that if we have items that they might be a luxury, therefore they wouldn't lower your health, but I think we could make it so to use the basic attacks. It could be damaging to you.
What platform are you targeting?
We're targeting PC, but we're probably going to emphasize using a controller because analog sticks run very well in racing games. So that's, I think, our general plan right now. Anything else?
Okay, just like that.